Imagine making a tweak to your product listing on Amazon and seeing your sales increase or decrease. Sounds intense, right? In the fast paced world of e commerce, every change counts. But how do you measure the impact of these changes? How can you ensure that every move you make is a step towards greater profitability? So, welcome to our walkthrough of Measure the Effect of Changes on Amazon, a tool that is designed to give you the insights you need to confidently manage your strategy. In this video, we will explore how this tool works, what makes it essential for sellers, and how it can transform the way you approach your Amazon business. So, if you have ever wondered that if your last change really made a difference or if there is a better way to track performance without guesswork, stay tuned. By the end of this video, you will be equipped with the knowledge to harness these tools effectively, making data-driven decisions that leads to smarter growth. So let's get into it. Now I am within this tool, and firstly we will see how this tool is built. So we have this dashboard in which most of the relevant work goes, and then we have this paste data here fields where you will be pasting most of your data. So let's get into first how to update this tracker. So just to update this tool, you have to just download two of the reports, firstly business reports and secondly Amazon product ad reports. So but before that, we will see how the main dashboard is built up. So once you log in to this dashboard, you will see different fields here. For example, the test level, SN, date of change, and then you have date range for data, the change you are making, what is the target of this change, and have you done any other change than this, what was the before value and what was the after. Then you also note down the BSR right here, and then you have this before and after status. So here you will be getting all of your data based on which you will be taking all the decisions. Now let's get straight into how to update this tracker. So we will get to the start. To get started, you will be, once you are making changes, you will be tracking those changes here. You will be adding the essence here. So there are two ways you conduct your experiments. One is at the parent level. For example, if I have 10 variations and I make the changes across all 10 variations, for example, this cat could be a good example could be a change in the price. For example, I increase the price for all the 10 childs at a, for example, from 32 to 34, and now I want to see what are the changes. So if you are doing changes for all the variations, you will be adding parent here. I will be adding parent, and then second variations could be out of those 10 variations you are just making changes or doing experiment on just one child lesson. So if you are doing it at a child lesson, you will be selecting child right here. So I have selected, at this moment I have selected two parent level experiments and two child level experiments with a note, this all data is dummy. So it might not make sense at all, or maybe it makes sense. Now coming to this, we will fulfill the data firstly for parent one. So we will, when was the date of change, so I will make it to the recent one. Probably I will make it maybe 1st of the October. And then what would be date range for that data? So you have to define the date range where you will be considering the before data and the after data. So what is a date range? So normally if you are for example making a price change, you want the previous 14 days data and the upcoming 14 days data to be tracked for that. So this gives you a perfect analysis of how your product was performing prior 14 days to making these changes and how your product performed after 40 days of making those changes. For the moment, we will be taking last 14 days data. So just a rough estimate, it would be 15th September to 30th September. And then this would be 2nd of the October to 16th of the October. Notice we skipped the 1st of the September here, sorry, 1st of the October here, because this was the date when we make this change. So we do not want any overlapping data. So let's skip this. Now you have the date ranges for before data and after data. Now what is the change? I change the price from 26, for example, from 26.99. I decreased the price to 26.99. What was the target of change? I wanted to achieve better conversion rates and sales. Any other change than this? No. So what is this any other change? For example, if you change the price of the ASIN, have you changed anything other than this? Probably you change the images. So I suggest, if you are making price change, do not change anything other than this in the period of 14 days or 7 days or a month. Whatever time range is sufficient for you. So do not make any changes, because this can really mix up, and we cannot identify which change yields the results. So what was the before value? Before, our price was 28.99. Now our price is 26.99. Fair enough. This BSR you have to note manually at this moment. So for example, previously our BSR was 15,120, and then you have, now the current BSR is 9,075 for the subcategory. So this is category and subcategory. This is just for your analysis. Now coming to the interesting part, how to update these reports actually. So firstly, we will, to update the business reports by child, we will be logging into our seller central and going into business reports. Note, now I am in the seller central. We will go to reports, business reports by child item. Here we will choose the custom, and we will be adding before date here. So before date was, if you noticed, if it was 15th of the September till 30th of the September. Now we have the business report before making changes. This report will give us data about prior changes. Now I will download this as CSV. Once this is downloaded, I will clear all this data from this business report by child before, and then import all this data, or copy paste all this data right within this here, right within the column A4. Now once you paste the data, make sure that all the columns are correctly overlapping. If they are not overlapping, you can also change the settings from here. So just keep the columns as per this file, but normally this is the standard file you get. Once you have already pasted this before data, then we will be updating business report by child after. To update that, the process would be again same. You will be downloading the business report for the next 14 days. So it could be from the 1st of the October, 2nd of the October till 16th of the October. Once you paste it here, the second report we will be downloading is product level campaign data. Just to download that, log into your campaign manager. Once you log in, go to products tab. Once you are here, you will be seeing all of your ASINs and their ads performance. At times you may have a lot of ASINs. For example, in this case I have 2000 ASINs, and I will filter this by clicks. Once you apply anything greater than 0, you will see a drop in the number of ASINs. So you have just all the relevant ASINs that really are running the PPC. Now let's export this, but before that, you remember you have to change the date ranges. So for the before data, the date range is going to be 15th of the September till 30th of the September. Now you will apply the change. Once the data loads, you will export it, and once exported, you will be pasting all this data in the column C. Right from the column C, you will clear all this data and paste it here. I will not do that, so because I already have the data here. So just to make sure you do not change column A and B, because this is auto populated via formula, and if you see the data right here and formulas are not extended, just copy and paste the formulas just below. Similarly, you will be also downloading the product level campaigns data from after dates, for the after dates, and this fulfills our purpose about how to update the file. Now off to the next chapter, that is how to bring data right in this, how to bring all these metrics here. So just to bring all these metrics here, you will have to run a script that is pre-built within this file. So how to do that? You may be seeing the refresh data button here. You can click run measure effect of changes script right from here, but in case you are not seeing this script right here. You will go to extensions, you will go to app scripts, and from here you will be going to button.ts and run this script. Once you run this, at times it can ask for the login permissions, allow that, and rerun the script after giving the certain permissions. So once you run this script, you will see the refresh data button right here. But in case you do not see the button right here, maybe some issues with the script, you can also refresh the data using this script. You will run the script from here and this will populate all of this data. But for the moment we will not do that. We will be using this refresh data button right here. But before that, I want to show you what this want to implement changes button is. So from here, for example, you ran a price experiment on this parent one, and after a week you also ran an experiment on this child lesson. So you probably executed this experiment on first of the September, or maybe let's make it first of the November for a later day. And again, when you will be updating the sheets for this child lesson, you will be choosing obviously 15 days after the November, first of the November, and 15 days prior first of the November. But once you run the script, this will also change the parent one data that is right here, that will be right here. So just to avoid that the script do not overwrite the data in the our previous experiment, so we have a complete data points for all the experiment we run. What we will be doing is we will be adding a no here when we run the next experiment, and yes here. But for the moment, first let's run the parent experiment. So we will add yes here. We do not want the data in the any of the next experiment for the moment, because we haven't updated this based on the date ranges. So what we will be doing is we will be coming here, refresh data, run measure effect of changes right from here. And once you run this script, this will load all of your data points right here. So what was the units ordered before the changes, what was the units ordered after that, how was your PPC performing around that those days, how was your sales before and after those days, what was the ACOS and then the TACOS, giving you a hint of profitability. So now with this, for example, we run this experiment. Now you can compare both of the sets. Like for example, sales dropped hugely. So for example, 60% sales dropped after the price decrease, which obviously this is a dummy data, that is why. But in case this price change is not worth, because based on the data we are seeing, we will be reverting the change we did. For example, the price we changed to 26, we will be going back to 28. And then based on all these calculations, you can just compare all the data, and then obviously you can also see the BSR before and after. You can also compare that. You will be adding your remarks right here. Let me move it a bit. You will be making all of your comments here. So probably your observation is the price change didn't go well, so let's revert back. Or maybe our targets are not achieved, and then the follow-up actions for your team, like probably let's put prices back to our before ranges. Now you are done with this experiment. What to do next? Now let's assume you are clearing this, you are doing another experiment, you are clearing this report. But before clearing this report, what you will be doing is you will be adding a no here and a yes here. For example, if you want obviously to update this data, once you run the script, for example, I will do minor changes right here just for the script to run, just to show you that this doesn't change the first column, first row. So I will refresh the data again, and now you can see our values stayed in, but our next experiments data is right here. Now just to give you another overview, if I make it yes and then run the script, this will replace this 2000 with its original value that is coming from this business report by child and product level campaigns data. Okay, this was it for today's video about measure effect of changes. Now you can start using this tool and start quantifying your experiments with this tool with all the data available. If you want more tools like this, do subscribe to this YouTube channel, and by the way, you can find the link to the tracker right in the description. I hope this video was helpful. See you until then. Thank you.